I've had some requests to go over why estate planning is important. So I brought us to the FAQ page on my website and just want to talk a little bit about what is important about estate planning. So it's more than just saying where your assets are going to go if something happens to you. It's really about the coordination of assets through titling accounts and picking beneficiary designations. It's choosing who to take care of a minor child in case something happened to you, both financially and physically. If you don't pick it, then you leave it up to the mercy of the court. So we don't really want to let them decide. We want to be the people that decide what happens to our children. If the court decides, they usually have to have a financial guardianship, which costs all sorts of different fees, including legal fees and bonds or insurance that has to be posted on all your assets. So we're really trying to avoid having to deal with financial guardianship. And it's also picking some other things that help you. So not just the will, but we have the other estate planning documents like the healthcare directive, durable power of attorney, and living will. And so those documents also provide some things that can help you while you're living, because the will is more of a gift to your family that you're helping them out if something happened to you, making sure everything's in order. But the advanced healthcare directive helps you pick someone to decide, make decisions for you if you can't make them while you're incapacitated as far as healthcare. And then your durable power of attorney lets someone pay your bills in case you're incapacitated. So, and then the living will allow you to say what you would want in an end of life situation as far as staying on life support or not, and then as far as organ donation. So the next question I get a lot is why do you need an attorney to help with drafting estate documents? Why can't you just go do it yourself? And the most important part to me is, first, that it's going to be done right. Second, the part that most people miss is asset coordination. So all of your assets, especially for married people, can be transferred to each other, mostly as long as you're giving everything outright to each other through joint ownership, beneficiary designation, or payable on death, transfer on death accounts. And so while both spouses will have a will, the goal really is that if something happened to one spouse, we may not have to probate the will for them, and we would only have to probate upon the passing of the second spouse. So the other thing is, a lot of times in these form legal documents where you're doing it yourself, you're not going to know what kind of trust to use, whether it has special conduit provisions to stretch RMDs for tax purposes. It may not waive bond or accounting or inventory, which can cause a lot of expense for you, your executor, and take away from funds that you would have otherwise passed down to either children or whoever you've said you want the assets to go to in your will. The other thing people want to know is, well, what's the process if I decide to move forward with estate planning? And I'm pretty straightforward. I like to meet people over email intros. I'll basically send you the information of how to get started. We schedule a meeting. You come in, we'll talk through estate planning 101. I'll talk about the taxes, asset coordination, and succession, and each part, and we'll develop a plan. And then once you leave, I'll usually draft the documents in the next day or so, get you a draft back, and we'll schedule a time to come in and sign it. You'll have a little time to review. I like to tell people, just look at the names, make sure they're spelled correctly, because in the signing, we'll go over everything and hit the highlights so that you know exactly what's going on and we can make any changes that we need to make. I offer a separate way to do it, which is the documents only, where you can complete a form on my website and it will shoot me your information. And from there, I'll draft the documents and send you drafts with a link to schedule. Once you've scheduled, you'll come in and we'll walk through the estate planning 101. We will make sure that we've got all your assets listed out so that I can send you something so you can know how to designate them. And we'll sign it up and you'll be done then. So that's a little bit less expensive, a little bit quicker and easier. And I've had a lot of younger couples and people that have had it on their to-do list for a long time really like that option. So with the estate plan, you're going to get a few different documents. You're going to get the will, you're going to get the healthcare power of attorney called Advanced Healthcare Directive, and you're going to get a living will and a durable power of attorney. And I'm also going to do a financial spreadsheet that just tells you how to title your accounts to make sure that they flow with the estate plan. As far as coming to a meeting, the initial meeting, you don't need to bring anything. You just need to show up, and I will walk you through it all. I like to have people come in cold so that I can talk through different assets and make you think about things you haven't thought about before. And I don't really want you making decisions before you come without all the facts about what certain jobs entail. So things like the executor or the trustee or the guardians, I just want to make sure you understand each job, and then maybe I can help a little bit on your decision, thinking through, well, what's the right person now, or what's the right person in the future, and how does it work if two people are co fiduciaries, and then we'll go from there. And as far as a timeline, I like to schedule people in, draft them within a couple of days, get you back in within a week to sign your documents. And if you do documents only, as soon as I get the form, I'll have those documents back to you within the next day or so, and we can come in and sign them up, and it'll be a really quick and easy process. So I charge $1,500 for traditional estate planning, meaning coming in for a meeting, drafting documents, and coming back in. If you choose the documents only option, which has some qualifications that you can read about on my documents only FAQ, I only charge $1,000 to do that. So I'd love to work with you, and will be here if you need me. So it's Warner Jones, and my email is warner@cartersheltonlaw.com, and my phone number is 615-852-5550.